Hey guys, this one's going to be a bit of a long one, not too long, 40 rough cut footage, 42 minutes. So I haven't done the edit and stuff to see exactly where it's going to pan out. So probably looking at a 45-ish minute episode. A little longer than I've been liking to do lately, but we'll see how it goes. Probably these larger auction hauls are going to be the only long ones going forward. From that, I'm just going to do individual picks as individual videos and be putting out more videos every week. So hopefully you like that format. I'm trying to get in that 15 to 25 minute range. Like I said, this one will be a little bit longer, but it's a good one. It's a nice auction haul. All came from one auction. And it's one of those places that's a little bit more than an hour away. So if I'm going to buy one thing, I'm probably going to buy more. That way it justifies the trip. A lot of this stuff will end up in my booth or on eBay. But there's a couple pieces in here I really wanted to get, and I'm really happy with them. So check it out. Let me know what your favorites are. All right, so I'm back from picking up the auction items I won last night. We'll start off with these two lots. The Oilers were one lot, and these three Craftsman Professional sets were another. So these, I haven't actually cracked them open. They did have pictures when I was online, though. But they were complete, the speed lock sets. These will go in the booth for probably $10 each. This is one of the other styles, the flip one. I'll have to see. I don't know that I have all of these already. That should be the other way. So yeah, I may only have this one. So that middle one I may end up keeping. I figure those will look really good in the booth. Help accentuate the whole Craftsman workbench thing I've got going on. And I got these Oilers. A lot of them do have oil in them. Start off with this grease gun. This one has oil. It's kind of one of those extended reach. You can kind of twist it, but not real well. This one has oil in it, and it's an Eagle. This one does not have oil in it. Looks like it's missing a head, but it will still pump oil out if you're just wanting to put a bunch of oil into someplace. Another one of those extended arm ones. Made in USA. It's got a patent number. A little beat up on the bottom, but not bad. Another one. So these little Oilers usually sell pretty well. This one's an Eagle. And they'll be probably $5 each. This one I may end up, maybe the one I end up keeping, because I don't have a good flexi hose one. But the rest of these will appear out there in the booth in the coming weeks at $5 each. So I'll clear this off and move on to the next group. Okay, so I'm back from picking up another auction haul. In total, I gave, I think, $85 for everything we're going to see in this grouping, the grouping after, and then there's one more grouping after that. So let's just dive into it. First up, we got these needle nose pliers. There's no name origin there, but here they're Ace Hardware with full lifetime warranty. So I'll clean those up and put them in the booth. These guys need a good cleaning, but they're Channel Lock brand. If you know that blue. I don't think I have these slip joint pliers actually. So those might end up going in my stash. Here we've got an 8-inch JP Danielson adjustable wrench. A little sticky, but not bad. This one is a 6-inch Bemis & Call. BNC Springfield. And it moves pretty well. Next up, we got this 200 millimeter Proto forged, manufactured USA. Proto Professional, and that's an 8-inch. This one's a little sticky. It does move. It just needed a little coaxing. We'll spend some time to get that one cleaned up at some point. This one is a Crescent, Jamestown, and it's a 10-inch. It's in pretty good shape. And we got this one. It moves really smoothly. And it's a Bonnie. It's a BW12, which makes it a 12-inch. So that's the adjustables. I know that was one lot that was with a bunch of other stuff, and I think it was $15 I paid for that. Here we've got this glass cutter, and it's a Red Devil. Here's this. I mean, it's nothing special, but it's just kind of cool because it's all metric sizes. And an SAE on the other side. So it doesn't look like they're two-stepped or anything. So it must just be the closer ones, and then they're the spline style. So I'll probably end up keeping that one just because it's kind of cool. Back here, we've got a group of 5 3/8 drive deep well Husky sockets and 3 shallow Husky. They're all Husky USA. And then the other socket that was in that group is this Billings. And it's a 7/8. And there are some more sockets, but we'll see those later. They're in another grouping. The lot that those were with also had this, which is a Husky USA, quarter drive extension, maybe a 6-inch, and a 2-inch to go with it. And it had this Husky ratchet, still with the sticker on it. Might have been used a couple times, not often. It's the flex head, and it's the bent arm. These are always handy. And that lot was $6, and there's still some more pieces from it that'll come up in one of our other groupings. It gets grouped with some other stuff. And this is worth more than $6, let alone all the other stuff I got. Here we've got this Ryobi. It's a quick change adapter. We get the Phillips head screw here. And if we pull the collar, we get a starter drill bit there. So you can use a starter bit, make your pilot hole, and then flip it over to the screw and get your screw in nice and center. So I may end up keeping that. These are always handy to have around. Let's see, what else do we get? We got one of these knives. It's the little snap-off blades. Those are handy, of course. here we've got this little saw. This thing is heavy. I've got light cast aluminum Craftsman ones and stuff, and this is like as heavy as probably 3 or 4 of those. When we look at it, it's a Sandvik. It's got the little Swedish fish on it. And that's because it's made in Sweden. So that's a nice little saw. I like that the screw that holds it all together is really easy to use. You just line everything up where you want it. Tighten the set screw down and it's good to go. That's a nice little saw. We've got a roll of electrical tape from Manco. I'm just curious. Made in Taiwan. Here we've got this guy. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's from Fisher. So it's some type of clamp to hold 2 different things. Just not sure the exact purpose of it, but I'm sure one of you guys know, and you'll let me know in the comments. Cool little clamp though. Yeah, no, I'm jumping all over the place. Here we got battery terminal pliers, and they are her brand. We got this, which is for piercing conduit on electrical cable, I'm pretty sure. Or the shielding on electrical cable. Put it so I can read it. And it's Mueller Electric Company, Cleveland, Ohio. Here we've got a cute little lock. Actually, didn't look to see if I could see a brand on it. Oh, it is a Master. Nice. I know it looked like a Master key, but I wasn't sure. You know, there were a lot of knockoff versions, but this thing is just the tiny one. Let's see if it works. We lock it, put the key in, and it unlocks. Look at that. Just like it's supposed to. Set of linesman pliers that will clean up really nice, and they are ideal. And it is Sycamore, Illinois. Here we've got this. Oh, helps if I flip it back over. Made in USA. Stanley 99A. In one of the lots, this is the piece I saw, and it was with a lot of these wrenches. And I've never seen this in a Bonnie. But it's a Stanley 199, but apparently they made it for Bonnie. And that I did not know. Learn something new every day, I guess. So I'll probably put that with my Stanleys, unless I got a friend out there, Rob, that collects Bonnie that doesn't have one of these, and maybe we can work something out. Next, we got this small clamp, and it's a Brownie. Didn't clean off that side, but Brownies are made in USA. Works nice. And another made in USA one, and that's BNC. It's a number 141 1-inch clamp. BNC is Bemis and Call. Kind of like the adjustable wrench we saw earlier. Here we've got these just interesting pliers. I liked how they were round. They're kind of oval bodied. Now, I cleaned them up. No branding on them. Just something it says in there, but I'm gonna have to get on a larger screen to see if I can see what that says, or if one of you guys sees it. Let's see, we got through all of those. I can look at this guy. It's a 1 1/16 by 1 1/8 USA double box, and it's an Industro, a shaky camera, and it's number 757. This one is a 1-inch chrome vanadium, the CV in a circle. And then this side is made in USA with the Bonnie shield. So that's another Bonnie. This one is a, I swear it looks like 6/4. 3/4. Okay, that's better. The little speck on it. It's like, okay, it looked like 6/4. By 5/8. And it's an Upland Forge. Here we got a little screw start. Nice little wood handle. This one is a 1 1/16 by 1, number 3935, Herbrand, double box end. This one is a swage lock, 11/16 by 9/16, and it's a Crawford Fitting Company, Cleveland. It's a cam lock wrench. So it's a specialty wrench. The cam locks were, gosh, refrigeration, air conditioning, I think. Don't quote me on it. This one is just an upside down, made in USA, drop forged. Here we've got a 5/8 Fuller Japan. This one is an Armstrong. It's a 1241 Armalloy, and that's a 19/32. And we've got another made in USA, forged steel. And then finally we get over here to these last three. And this one is a number 3731B, 13/16 by 7/8, double box end. And that's a Williams Super Wrench, that kind of oval shaped body. And we have an 11/68 Super Wrench, which is a 15/16. In pretty good shape. And then finally, last of this grouping is a 1 7/16 Williams by 1 1/4, double box. A little crusty, but it'll clean up. And of course, Super Wrench. So let me get these cleaned up and we'll move on to the next box. All right, so on to the Craftsman portion of our show. And I've heard people say things like, unless you get a wood chisel, it's not a tool haul. Around my house, if I didn't get Craftsman, it's not a tool haul. It's just the way it is. So we'll start off with this guy. This is a Crown logo. I think these are cool because they put the little Crown logo in the plastic. And it's drill bits. And it looks like we're missing 2, 3 of them. So I may have some to fill in there. I'll have to see. If not, they're Craftsman drill bits. I mean, shouldn't be that bad to find, right? Let's see, let's move over here. This guy, I've not seen one of these before. That's a glass cutter. I've got Craftsman glass cutter. But this one just looks different. Check this out. Craftsman carbide wheel. Made in USA. So just the shape of it I thought was really cool. It was just in one of these lots that I got. I didn't even know it was in there until I got it home. And it had the Red Devil that we saw in the previous segment tucked down inside. I think my other Craftsman looks like the Red Devil. Next up, we got this, which is we'll flip it over so you can read it. Craftsman stainless, made in USA, and it's a mirror. So, yeah, a little inspection mirror. Feels like it's a little bit tweaked. I don't know. It's good. It's just on these ball sockets. So the only Craftsman inspection mirrors I have are the newer ones. We'll jump into these. These have the 77 and through the 80s logo. This here's Craftsman. It is made in USA. I've never been a fan of these. The plastic almost always breaks, but I've been getting a bunch of them lately where the plastic's in good shape. They both turn, and this one is a 13/16 and 7/8. I got another one. They both turn as well. And that's a 5/8 by 3/4. And we've got a Western Forge screwdriver. It looks like it's not ever been used. And then one that looks like it's been thoroughly abused. A Torx driver starting to get the mange. A Phillips that's been abused and mangy. A nut driver that's been well used. But the screwdriver and the screwdrivers were all in with another piece is the reason I got them. I usually don't buy screwdrivers, but I'm glad that I did because this guy is in here. You can see that is the larger C that's like the underlying C. It's a Circle I. It's got a patent number on it. The blue paint's wearing off, but I mean, the rest of this is in beautiful shape. And it's a screw holding screwdriver. So this end slides out. You can captivate the screw so it doesn't fall off. And if we look, that's one of those wrap springs. So yeah, this is something I don't have. This will definitely be going in with my older stuff. My Circle H's and BE's and that kind of stuff. So we've been through all of those. Let's look at adjustables. We've got this 6-inch newer adjustable. It is a USA forged, so it's not too new. It feels like it's about as rusty on the inside as it is on the outside. So it's just begging for a bath in deox there after a full rotation. It's kind of like your brakes when I get a little surface rust. It turned just fine. And these are pinned in, so I won't be trying to take that apart. So hopefully I can get it lubed up and get it working correctly and get it cleaned up. I think that'll clean up really nice. Next up in the adjustable line, we've got the Circle Y, forged in USA, and it's an 8-inch Craftsman. And it's the one with the hole all the way at the end. Because if you remember, the Circle Y, some of them the hole's here, and some it's here, and the two lines extend out after. Turns nicely. Looks like it does have a previous owner's name on it. Lee Jungo? Or Lou Jungo? Well, Lou, if you're still around, I got your adjustable. It'll be going in with some other adjustables. If you're not still around, thanks for taking great care of it. Next up, we have these locking pliers, and they're a Circle I. Looks like a pointy A. They work real nice. Look like they just need a little cleanup. Made in USA, of course. And those will be in good shape. Now we've got another wear safety glasses punch. That's a 3/8. Tip's still in good shape. And now we've got this one, which is a Circle C, 3/32. That predates the wear safety glasses warning. And the tip's not too bad on it. A little mushrooming on the tip, but that's to be expected with those little guys. Let's look at this guy. So here we have a 1/2-inch drive spinner. It's got the, if I get it flipped around correctly, Craftsman is on this handle, and this handle is fused to the body via corrosion, and it's on there good. So I've got enough of those. I don't know if I'm gonna put much time into it. It may just end up in a dollar bin. Let somebody else enjoy it. Next, we got this 1/2 by 9/16. Craftsman. Do we see our mark? Yeah, it's a V on here. That is a really nice, really clean. Looks like it was hardly ever used, if at all. But it's a flare nut wrench or a line wrench. And we've got this sufficiently abused VV 12 point, and it's a 5/8. Here we've got a 7/16 ratcheting. It's not the reversible. The high polish, and it's the A-AE, so this is a Chinese made one. Next up, we've got this Craftsman 11/16 combination wrench, 12 point. And it is the early variant of what became the double line V or flying V, so the 45 to 48 when they didn't put the V on it yet. And here's a 3/4, again without the V, combination wrench. Now we've got this 1 1/8 by 1 5/16 double box. And as well, it does not have the V. Wow. And then finally, in the wrenches, we have a 1 5/16 by 1 1/4 double open. And it is the double line V or flying V. This one's gonna need some deox and some wheel time. It may get cleaned up. And then finally, this was a culmination of a couple different lots. The wrenches were all in with the Bonnie knife that we saw earlier. The screwdrivers, the ratcheting wrench, the adjustable, the small adjustable, the big one was in with the other adjustables. The small adjustable, the locking pliers, this, the punches, and this guy were all in one lot. And I paid $15 for this lot. And this is a Circle H 3/8 drive. So I don't currently have anything that's Circle H, not 1/2-inch, 3/8. I have sockets, but I don't have any ratchets. So I thought this was pretty cool. And it works really well. And honestly, it looks like it's wet up in the areas where you would normally oil it. So it seems like it's been at least maintained, but it will come apart and get a really nice cleaning at some point. But that's the reason I chased after all the screwdrivers and stuff, was to get this Circle H. And I couldn't tell if it was a 3/8 or a 1/2 inch. I thought it was a 3/8. It was sitting next to this bit kit like this, and it just didn't look long enough to be a 1/2 inch. So I'm like, even if it's a half, great. If it's 3/8, I've not seen the 3/8 before. They're just a little bit harder to find. So let's move on to the final grouping here. All right, last grouping on this one. First off, we're gonna start off with this air chisel. I'm not sure if it says anything. I mean, there's writing there, but I can't get up under the camera and see if I can see what it said. Yeah, nothing to tell me. It was in the box with this other tool. Just set that aside. But this other tool we've got, I'll pull it up out of the box, is a Snap-on CF62A, and it's a hone. It was listed as a brake cylinder hone in the auction. I'm not sure how true that is, because a brake cylinder hone doesn't need to be that large. I think this is an in general hone. I think it's for engine cylinders as much as anything. Let's see what it says on the box. Looks like it's a glaze breaker. Yeah, 2 inches to 7 inches. So that's not for brakes, which I'm not complaining about. It wasn't the reason why I bought the lot anyway. There we go. So we'll set that aside. Now we've got this group over here. This was in that $5 lot with the Husky ratchet and the Husky sockets. And here we have a 9/16 Mac USA CW18. We've got an 11/16 Mac USA V226, 3/8 drive, no, 1/2 inch drive, 6-point. This was a Mac XD206, which is a 5/8 deep 6-point, 3/8 drive. And this is a 7/8 Mac XD286, 3/8 drive, 6-point. And this one is a 13/16 Mac USA XD266, 3/8 drive, shallow, 6-point. And then here we've got a 3/8 drive, like 1-inch extension, Mac USA X1E. So all those Mac pieces were also in that group with the Husky ratchet, $5. This was with the adjustable wrenches. So as I looked at this, I'm like, well, I don't really have much here, but we do there. That's Vacuum Grip. And we can see it's USA. And then we flip it over to this side, and we can see it's Snap-on. These vacuum grips, I just think, are the coolest thing. So I was excited to see that. I don't think I have any pliers this large. I think the only vacuum grips I have are ignition pliers. So I was definitely geeked to see that. Now, if we go back to the cylinder hone, it came in a lot with this box. The two of these were $35. And when I open this up, this has a lot of toys in it. So it's a 3/8 drive, 13/16 SF261, and that's a 12 point. Here we have a 3/8 drive, universal socket, that's the patent number, there's the date code. It's got a little mark on it, but all in all, not too bad. 6 point. And we've got this little bit older one. It's an SF220, snap-on 11/16. It's that Hourglass 8. This one is a 14 millimeter. And it's a 6 point. And that one's nice and too tight. That's going to need to be lubricated and freed up. Here we've got a 1-inch extension, 3/8 drive. And then here we've got a 1/4 drive, 1/4 hex bit. And then finally a drag link socket, F22A. Well, they're the Hourglass 8s. So those are the sockets that I think don't belong with this set. This box was made and sold separately, but it was made specifically to be your own put together 1/4 drive set. So what I've seen of these, this has more 1/4 drive sockets, or a wider range than most of them I've seen that people put together. Here's a 1/4 drive extension. And it is we'll get there. Yeah, you can see the snap on there with the underline. So that should be in here, I think. This one I question. It's a 9/16 1/4 drive deep. And I only question it because if I look at these, that grouping is the SAE grouping. This grouping's metric. There are a couple missing, but essentially we have a 15, got a 14, a 12, so there's no 13, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. A 5.5. A 5. And a 4. So we're missing a 13. And we'd be metric from 4 to 15. And then when I look at the SAEs that were in here, I've got a 3/8, a 5/16, but that's a 6 point, a 9/32, a quarter, a 7/32, and a 3/16. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 SAEs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out of 13 for the metrics. So I think it's a fairly complete set. I'll have to see if I've got a 13. And then see what I have as far as SAEs. But normally this isn't the way they go together. Usually it's the sockets up here, woody ratchets, long extension, whatever here, breaker bar, shorter extensions, swivels, that kind of thing here. And then these should be deep sockets. And my thought is, if you're doing metric shallows, probably would be metric deeps as well. That's why I say I'd question that one belonging. But we'll go with it for now. So that's the tool truck version of the haul. So did you like that one? It was a long one, I know. The two lots I was looking at the most that kind of drove me to say, okay, I'll make the hour trip, was that Snap-on set. The price I got that at, those things are crazy on eBay. They're over $200 for that set. Granted, that's complete with all the right pieces. I didn't bring it out here with me, but in the house I do have it put together. Did not have the 13 millimeter quarter drive. So I am looking for a 13 millimeter quarter drive, preferably a 1988. The rest of those metrics are 88. But I did find also, I think, 5 deep well metrics and 5 deep well SAEs. And I had all the rest of the SAE shallows to make a complete set. 3 of them are blue points, but the rest were all Snap-on from my extras bin. So I was able to put together all that. I did put a mini Snap-on ratchet in there. So I have one of the old round head minis that they came out with, I think in the 80s. I've got a couple extensions in there now, and I've got one of the little thumb wheel swivels. So it's a universal, but it's got the round wheel, so you can kind of turn it with your finger and your thumb. I put one of those in there. So I made a nice set out of it, but it was a good base to start with. And then, of course, that Craftsman ratchet, that was the other thing that I was really going after, was that Circle H. I have nothing at Circle H, and so I was real happy to get that, especially in the 3/8. I don't see the 3/8 stuff very often. So let me know what your favorite was. Remember, guys, I'm Burnout. I love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.